Hey there, and welcome back to my little podcast that I've started that's not official, but it's being practiced in theory. I am so excited to announce, not yet, but I do have some announcements that are going to be coming out in the coming weeks. I have been trying to, I know this is going to sound crazy, manifest opportunities. And I didn't know what they would look like. I didn't have any expectations. To be honest, this is probably what feels like also the worst time in my life to really be making big decisions because of some financial stuff. I think for me, it still feels unbelievable. And I am definitely the type of person that I will check my horoscope if I'm feeling like, wow, this feels too good to be true, or I need to make sense of this. And I know that people say that horoscopes tell you what you want to hear. And I will say that I agree with that a little bit, because sometimes there's been things in my life where it just feels like the messaging was just too coincidental, too weird, too odd, crazy timing to be receiving that type of message. However you want to put it. And I want to say that also when I checked my horoscope and it told me something that really just kind of helped me solidify some plans, some things that are going to be happening very soon. Some sooner than others maybe like a couple weeks. But I want to tell you what my horoscope said because I want to share this. And you know, if maybe somebody that's watching knows what I'm talking about, I think it'd be funny just because it's so crazy. So my horoscope said, an unexpected invitation to a social event could put you in touch with unusual, fascinating people. Some of them may be involved in professions that interest you. Some may become your friends, and others might prove to be valuable business contacts. New opportunities could come your way as a result. Whatever invitations come your way, don't turn them down. You might miss something wonderful. I think the world is so fascinating and mysterious, and none of it makes sense. And I've been having this epiphany over and over throughout my entire journey in life that is just so weird. The type of stuff that you put in motion, the type of stuff that you believe to be true or that you want to be true, how it manifests in your own life just simply by changing your perspective. And I truly feel lucky in the sense that I don't know why I am the way I am, but I'm convinced there's a reason. And I guess I just have to live my life authentically to find out what that purpose is. That's how I see it. Sometimes I do feel like, I don't want to say imposter syndrome because I've always been a very confident person in myself, especially with like the decisions I make and like the choices. And I'm just one of those people that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to put my whole heart into it. I'm going to try and have fun with it as well because life is short and you should just enjoy those moments because everything passes so quick and the years go by so fast, and so do the months, the weeks, the days. Working for myself and also just working for a company. I think when you work for a company, you kind of don't like this, your sense of time, you're watching it go by because you're like Monday through Friday or this time to this time and I'm off on these days, and you're thinking about how you want to plan your days. But being self-employed, time goes by so much faster because you're in control, but you also tend to work more because nobody tells you when to stop. And so maybe that's it, is that with working for someone else, there's a start and stop, and then you live your life. With self-employment, you're kind of just working 24/7. And like, not literally, but it can feel like that. And it can be a mental thing that you constantly have to prepare and de-stress from too. I've been seeing more and more lately creators opening up just about their journeys, especially in the adult industry, about how they've changed, how they love the person they've become, that they're grateful for the journey and for what it meant to them. And to me, it has definitely been a healing journey. I had a lot of ideas when I started out what my life could look like. And throughout the entire journey, I've kind of reevaluated to kind of humble myself because I haven't, one, grown as fast as I had hoped, but also two, who am I? When I started this journey, I think I was losing a part of myself, not because of the journey, but it was the reason I started the journey. The journey being quitting my job when I found myself so sad and at the most severe point in my life dealing with depression because a lot of things didn't make sense. I was happy. I got everything I wanted, but something in me wasn't fulfilled. And so I've spent this entire journey really looking inward and working on myself and building hobbies because that was something I really neglected working for someone else is what do I like doing? I kind of lost that part of myself. I didn't really know what my interests were. I mean, I started backpacking and hiking, like I had always hiked, but I started backpacking and that was kind of like a door opening to getting my health back on track. And I've made a lot of adjustments, lots of little adjustments too, because these things don't happen overnight. I've changed my perspective on how I view myself, my body. I joked in the beginning that it's like, oh, I'm documenting my weight loss progress, which is still true. I do see it as documenting my weight loss progress, but it's not all about weight loss. It's not about that. It's just about learning to love myself fully, allowing myself to feel confident in whatever skin I have. I'm feeling that same way in my creator journey, that I've been doing this for a while and I've made a lot of little decisions and I've been working on my systems. Systems are very important to fall back on, to have kind of like a business. You need your framework. How do you operate and how can you maximize with very little energy? And because I don't have anyone helping me, it's just me. And it can get overwhelming and exhausting and, being behind and in front of the camera and then everything in between. And then also being the communications and salesperson and just trying to be present all the time with marketing and putting myself out there and figuring out how to put myself out there. And so I'm thankful for the journey because I've learned a lot about myself, a lot that I already felt and kind of just doubled down on. And that, for a while, I was really searching for friends in this industry, in the adult industry specifically. And, I think it really sucked when some of the people that maybe I looked up to or thought were good people turned out not to be, or it just kind of ended with no reason, or at least not one that was ever talked about. And I'm not directly stating any one person. There was multiple people I felt like I tried to give a chance to, and I felt like I was myself 100% in every interaction that I had with people. And I do realize that I probably was too much for some people, but at the end of the day, we weren't a fit. And that doesn't change how I view those people. I think that those people are still genuinely good people. I just think that maybe we just weren't a match. And, sometimes that's hard for me because I'm very picky with who I choose to interact with in the first place. I think that I do care a lot about who I associate with. I think I'm just really, it's like I'm scared. 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 Scared of what? Making the wrong impression all the time. All the freaking time. I want people to like me. And this is why I also constantly talk about I'm a recovering people pleaser, because I'm learning not to care anymore, especially if somebody is talking about me behind my back or talking badly about me in the comments or whatever. Yeah, it hurts. Who doesn't it hurt? But a positive with all those interactions is that I've learned how to deal with them, how to navigate them, how to avoid them in the future. And I mean my own actions as well. Like, just, I'm not a perfect person. And I think that's something that, like, I constantly want to put out into the world is that, like, I'm not claiming to be. I'm just another person. I'm a person that's documenting themselves. And for what reason? I guess I've always just really wanted to tell my story or to have someone listen. I do think I've lived a fascinating life, and I mean like that in the worst and best ways possible. Sometimes that other life doesn't even feel real anymore because I've reached such a good point that I start to even question why I care about the past. And to an extent, I don't care about the past. But I care about the past and I bring it up because I don't want to forget where I came from and how hard it was to get here. And I wouldn't say it was like the toughest thing. Really, it was just changing my perspective and believing in things that I just felt like were impossible. Everything feels impossible until you try and you do it with confidence. Honestly, if I had like a piece of advice to give to anyone, it's really is about confidence. It's about how you carry yourself, how you put yourself out there. Yes, this channel, I've been so vulnerable, and like I've even thought to myself, I don't care if anyone watches these videos, like I know they're not the most entertaining. It's just me sharing my life. But it's an easy way to get to know me. It's an easy way to watch someone else's journey when you're asking yourself, how do you do it? How did she do it? I'm putting it all out there because it is scary, because it doesn't make sense. But it is fun in a way to document the process. I find it kind of incredible, and a lot of people don't think to do it. I wish I would have done it for other parts of my life because then maybe people would believe me on all the things that I've accomplished in my life. I think that's it. Is like I didn't document those parts of my life and now I'm documenting it now and I'm asking strangers on the internet to like, hey, believe in me like I believe in myself. Watch me. Watch me do it. Watch me prove to you that just like anybody can do it. Of course it takes, a certain mindset. And like I said, confidence. Confidence is really the biggest thing to getting what you want in this world. You have to be confident. I don't know what it is, but it's just like I've always just, when you look and feel weak, it's like people just don't care. You have to show other people what it means to you. I really do hope, talking about being vulnerable, I really do hope I'm able to document the success. The biggest thing that I've learned is people do care. For a long time, I did a lot of things alone. And for a long time, I didn't believe people actually believed in me. And now I trust it. I trust that people do. I think it's such a weird feeling. Maybe that was something that I was missing as a child. Someone to believe in me, someone to support me and want to see me succeed in life, whatever that may be. I swear I will be that mother, that aunt, that friend. I will tell others. If you are going to be a garbage person, like, you know, the ones that pick up the garbage, be the best garbage person there is. If that's what you want to do, you know? That advice is so solid. Yeah, it's like, okay, who wants to be a garbage person? But who cares? I hear they make good money. I mean, it seems pretty chill other than you probably get dirty and smell, but what job doesn't get you dirty and smell? So yeah, there's some exciting things happening in my life and it just feels very unreal. Feels very unreal. But I'm taking on the opportunities that are presented to me that I can take. Wow, I'm so excited to tell you and to let you know how everything goes. I did this with my podcast when I first went on a podcast. I did a before and I did an after video. And it felt so good. It gets easier. That anxiety, like that's the part of like documenting yourself is like, I get so much anxiety sometimes and then it's like I do the thing and I'm like, oh my God, why did I feel that way? Oh, so we'll see. All right, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you're having a great week. It's Tuesday. I want to know, where are you listening to this from? Like, what are you doing? Are you at work? Are you in the car? Are you at home? I really kind of started doing the Tuesdays at 2 p.m. because I feel like that's like it's a solid time to post. It lets people know like, hey, she has a new video and maybe I'll listen to it on my way home. I used to have to commute an hour each way to work. And so listening or finding someone to listen to was something that I got really into. And also working from home now, I do a lot of research and like to just listen to other people. So I am curious, like where you and what you are doing when you are listening. If it's anything dirty, then don't tell me that. Or do tell me that, but use the links. So anyways, thanks again, and I'll catch you guys next Tuesday for another video with open conversations from Avery Grace. That's me. Oh my God. No way. All right. Bye, guys.